Name of the chapter is circles. Now, can anybody explain me what is the definition of a circle? What is the definition of a circle? Anyone? What is the definition of circle? Yes, Pranita. You've raised your hands. You can answer better. Yes, Pranita, Sandhya. You can answer. Should I explain? You can unmute and answer.
Sir, idle.
Yeah.
Yeah. The concept of circle regarding circle like center, radius, diameter, chord,
Okay.
interiors and exterior of a circle.
Okay.
Also recall of a meaning.
Yeah. What is the definition? Why do we call it a circle? Why do we call it a circle?
Circle they have no corners. This is
Okay.
like
They have no
circle, like
corners.
moons on plate.
Okay. Yeah. Very good. Very good. Now, see, basically, circle.
Of a circle.
Now, if you look, this shape is a circle. Now, what is the definition? Yes, Sandhya, you can try it out. Sandhya has raised the hand. Now, this point, okay, is called the center of the circle. Now, when you talk regarding the definition of the circle, remember, this point is the fixed point. This point is called the fixed point. So, the set of points, see this, all this. Okay, on the circumference, you can take n number of points. So, this set of points, okay, all this set of points, which are at an equal distance. If you check this distance, okay, if you check all this distance, okay, the set of points which are at an equal distance from a fixed point, understood, is called a circle. This is the definition of the circle. Is this clear to all? What a circle is, a set of points which is fixed, sorry, set of points which are equal from the fixed distance. Is this clear to all? Now we'll go with the terms related to circle. Now there are very different terms which are related to circle. Now out of that, the first term is the center of the circle. The next is the radius. Then you have got diameter. After diameter, you have got chord. And there is tangent, secant. Is this clear? So you have to study all these things. You have to know the definition of all these terms. Now, center is the fixed point. Center is the fixed point. Suppose this is the circle, the fixed point. Yeah, is the center. Means from this point, the points which lie on the circumference is always going to have an equal distance. Next is radius. Now, what is the radius? Radius is the line segment. Okay, radius is the line segment which is going to join this fixed point, with any point on the circumference. Because if you take any point on the circumference, okay, the line which joins the center and the point on the circumference is the radius. Is this clear to all? Next one is the diameter. The diameter is what? Diameter is the line which passes through the center. It is going to pass through the center and which meets at the two distinct points on the circumference. Is this clear? So center to the circumference radius, any 2 points on the circumference, and line passing through the center. Line joining any 2 points on the circumference passing through the center is the diameter. So this is your radius, this is your diameter. Is this clear to you? So we have studied center, radius, diameter, chord. Now chord is a line which joins any 2 points on the circumference. If you take any 2 points on the circumference of the circle and you draw a line, this is the chord. Is this clear to you? So now just tell me, is diameter the chord? Definition of the chord is line joining any 2 points on the circumference. And diameter is also line segment joining any 2 points on the circumference but passing through the center. So line which joins any 2 points on the circumference. Okay, is called. Yes, Pranita, you can explain. Pranita, you can explain better. You have raised your hand, so you can explain. Pranita, you can answer better. So what happens is your diameter is a chord. It's the largest chord. Okay, it's the largest chord in the circle, your diameter. Next one is the tangent. Now, tangent is a line segment. Tangent is a line segment which is going to pass outside the circle. It is going to pass outside the circle, but it is going to meet at any one point. It is going to meet at any one point on the circumference. Tangent is a line segment which is going to pass outside the circle and is going to meet any point, okay, one point on the circumference is the tangent. Next is the secant. Secant is a line segment which meets the circle at two distinct points. Tangent, one point outside, secant inside at 2 points. Is this clear to all? Is this clear to all? Have you understood the definition? Center, radius, diameter, chord, tangent, secant, all these terms. Students, can we move further? Next is the interior part of the circle and the exterior part of the circle. So whichever part is going to lie inside the circumference. Now this is the circumference. So whichever part is going to lie here, okay, is the interior part of the circle. Any point or any part which is going to lie outside the circumference is the exterior part of the circle, and the points which lie on the circumference are called points lying on the circumference of the circle. Is this clear to all? Is this clear to all? Students, hope you all have understood all these things. We'll move ahead as no one has raised their hands. The next part is from one distinct point, how many circles can you draw? From one distinct point, how many circles can you draw? So from one distinct point, you can draw infinite circles. Okay. So from two distinct points also you can draw infinite circles. Now, how many circles can you draw through three collinear points? Now, collinear points are on the same line. Co means same, linear means line. So points which lie on the same line are collinear points. So you cannot draw any circle on this collinear points. Now next is relation between the tangent and the radius. We are going to study that theorem. That theorem is called as the tangent theorem. This theorem is called the tangent theorem. Now, what is the property or the relation between the radius and the tangent? Is explained in this. A tangent at any point, the statement is a tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius at the point of contact. So radius and tangent, where they are going to meet, okay, where they are going to meet, at that position they are going to form a right angle. They are going to form a right angle that you have to prove. Now what is given? Now from the statement you'll understand that the tangent is given and the radius is given. So let L be the tangent to the circle with center O. At the point of contact A. Okay. So now what we are going to do is we are going to draw a circle. Okay. We are going to draw a circle, center O. Now suppose this is your line segment L, which is tangent. So a radius drawn to the tangent. Okay. And the point of contact is named as A. So this is your figure. This is what is given to you. What you have to prove? You have to prove that line L is perpendicular to OA. You have to prove that tangent is perpendicular to the radius. Now, how do you proceed with this? How do you proceed with this? So we'll begin with the proof. When you begin with your proof, okay, the proof is already there in your textbook. Okay, so no need to worry regarding that. You can check your textbooks after this. Okay, but I'll just try to understand some terms. So what happens is, when you look at this, you cannot prove this directly. Let's see. If you're going to join anything, you're not going to get a triangle or any shape. So what we assume is that this line L, okay, is not perpendicular to OE. Is not perpendicular to OE. So we are going with indirect proof. We are going with indirect proof. Directly you cannot. Is this clear to all? Is my voice audible? There's no. Students, is my voice audible? Ma'am, is my voice audible? So let's move ahead. So we assume that this is the indirect proof. You cannot prove it directly. So go with the indirect proof. So in indirect proof, what you do is whatever you have to prove, take the opposite of that. This line L is perpendicular to OA. That you have to prove. So opposite of that means it is not perpendicular. So line A is not perpendicular to OA. Suppose, yes, Madhav Kumar, you've raised your hand, you can ask better. Madhav Kumar, you can unmute and ask. So what happens is when this is not perpendicular to A, okay, this line L is not perpendicular to OE. So there should be some line or some segment which is perpendicular to L. So we assume that B is the point instead of A where it is perpendicular, where it is perpendicular. So what we'll do is we draw segment OB perpendicular to line L. We draw OB perpendicular to line L. Now, for example, now suppose if this figure, okay, I'll just make it short. So this is line L, this is O, and we assume this to be B. So that means point A would be here somewhere. Point A would be here somewhere or above the line here somewhere. Suppose if you are taking it down, okay, this is point A. Understood? So we join this. So we have got OB perpendicular to line A. Now in the next part, we are going to assume that this point AB, we'll take one more point C. Okay, we'll assume that AB and point C, which we are going to take on line L, they are equal. So we'll assume we'll take point C in such a way that we're going to take point C on this line L in such a way that what you're going to get, you're going to get this BC equals to BA. What you're going to get? You're going to get BC equals to BA. So take point C on line L such that BC equals to BA. Is this clear to you? What we assume? See, we assume that OA is not perpendicular to line L. That means there might be some other point which is perpendicular, means at that particular point of contact. So what we do is we take that point of contact as point B. So that means line L is perpendicular to OB. So A is point on line L in such a way that it is away from point B. So that means A and B are two distinct points. So we assume or we take point C in such a way that distance of BC and distance of BA both are equal. Now what we do is we try to prove these two triangles congruent. Triangle OBA and triangle OBC. Okay. So now in triangle OBC and triangle OBA. So when you assume these two triangles, what things are you going to get? Tell me. What things are you going to get? By construction, BC equals to BA. BC equals to BA. Then we've got OB as the common side for both the triangles. OB equals to OB. First one is by construction. Next one is the common side. Now you need at least three parameters to prove it congruent. So we have got two parameters. Now third one is the angle one. So angle OBC equals to angle OBA. Okay, each 90 degrees. Each what? 90 degrees. So now check. angle OBC equals to OBA 90 degrees. Now what you are going to get? X side. This is the angle and this is the side. So by which test? By which test? Therefore, triangle OBC is congruent to triangle OBA by side angle side test. By which test? Side angle side test. I'll write it up. That is not visible, I suppose. You can remove the screenshot of this. So I'm going to erase the statement now. Therefore, triangle OBC is congruent to triangle OBA by side angle side test. So now with help of this, what you're going to get? What you're going to get? You're going to get that OA and OC both are equal. So therefore, OA equals to OC. Corresponding sides of congruent triangle. This is what? Corresponding sides of congruent triangles. Now, what has happened with the statement and the things which we have with us? OA is the radius. Okay. Now, OA is the radius. So that means OC is also the radius. Okay. As OA is the radius. Okay. What you are going to get? OC is the radius. So now, as OC is the radius, that means point C lies on the circle. That means point C lies on the circle. Now, if point C is going to lie on the circle, that means the tangent is passing through 2 points which are lying on the circle. Is this clear? Are you getting this? We assume A on the circle. Sorry, A is already there on the circle. Okay. We assume B a point. Okay, which is forming perpendicular or which is making an angle of 90 degrees with the tangent. After that, we are taking point C. Now, with this, what we have got that OA and OC are the radius. So that means they are lying on the same circle. If they are going to lie on the same circle, okay, so that means line L is passing through 2 different points. And if it is going to pass through 2 different points, it cannot be the tangent by definition. Understood? So that means whatever we have assumed, okay, whatever we have assumed is what is wrong. Is this clear? So therefore, line L intersects the circle in 2 distinct points, A and C. Okay, but L is the tangent, and by definition of tangent, okay, by definition of tangent, that assumption is wrong. Is this clear to all? So by definition of the tangent, okay, by the definition of tangent, okay, our assumption is wrong. So that means whatever we have assumed is wrong. So whatever we have assumed is wrong. So that means whatever is given is true. So therefore, line L perpendicular to OA. This is the indirect proof. You can remove the screenshot of this. You all can remove the screenshot of this. Hope everybody have understood this theorem, very important theorem. And we have to solve sums based on that. You just remove the screenshot of this so that we move ahead with the next one. The next theorem is the converse of the tangent theorem. Converse of the tangent theorem. So converse means what? Is the opposite of the original theorem. Means whatever we had to prove becomes given in converse. Is this clear to all? So let's move ahead now. I'll write the statement. Converse of the tangent theorem. A line perpendicular to a radius at its point on the circle is the tangent to the circle. So given, so what we are given a circle, okay, we have got a line perpendicular to the radius. So we assume this line L, which is perpendicular to the radius. So suppose M is the center of the circle. Okay, L is the point of contact. Okay, and we have to prove that this line L is the tangent. We have to prove that line L is the tangent. So first we'll write given M is the center of the circle. M is the center of the circle. And Mn is the radius. Line L is perpendicular to Mn at N. Line L is perpendicular to Mn at point N. After that, to prove that line L is the tangent. Now, proof. Now we are going to prove this. So what we are going to do is we are going to take one more point, okay, on line L. So suppose we take here, say point P. We are going to take point P on line L. Yeah, and proof, take point P on line L, join points M and N, or segment draw segment MP. Okay. So we'll just join M and N. So now here triangle M and P. What is triangle M and P? When you look at that triangle, which kind of triangle is it? Which kind of triangle is it? Okay. So yes. Right. So in triangle MNP, angle MNP is what? 90 degrees. So triangle MNP is what? It's 90 degrees. So if it is 90 degrees, which or how can you relate MP? How can you relate MP? So MP is what? MP is the hypotenuse. MP is what? MP is the hypotenuse. Now, can anybody explain me what is the relation between side MN and MP? What is the relation between side MN and MP? What is relation? Means whether it is smaller, bigger. Yes, Pranita, you can unmute and answer better. You can unmute and answer better.
Yes, sir. The side MP is the hypotenuse. That is, the side MP will be the largest side of the triangle.
Yes, it is going to be the
Because
largest side of the triangle. So if it is the largest side, that means MP is going to be greater than what? MN. It is going to be greater than MN. Is this clear till here? So now
yes,
with help of this, what you're going to get is that MN is the radius. MN is the radius. So MP is not going to form the radius as it is the largest side. Is this clear till here? So that means point P does not or doesn't lie on the circle. Okay. So what happens? Line L, because of this, therefore line L is going to what? It is going to intersect this circle at point what? At point N. It's going to intersect the circle at point N. So with help of this, yes, Anjali, you can answer better. You can ask what are your doubts are. You can unmute and ask. So therefore, by definition, line L is the tangent. Therefore, line L is the tangent. Anjali, you can unmute and ask better. You can unmute and ask. The other students, till that time, you remove the screenshot so that we move ahead with the next theorem, the tangent segment theorem. Yes, remove the screenshot. So let's move ahead. Anjali, you can unmute and ask Vita whatever your doubts are. Anjali, you can unmute and ask Vita. Tangent segment theorem. The tangent segment theorem. Tangent segments drawn from an external point to the circle are congruent. Now, I'm just going to explain this. You have to write the proof on your own. You see, tangent segment drawn from an external point to the circle. So that means a circle is given to you. A point is in the exterior, external. So the tangent drawn from this point, tangent drawn from that point, you're drawing tangents. Okay. From this external point. Now, suppose if you name this as point D, which is in the exterior, A is the center, is meeting at points P and Q. So what is given to you? A circle with center A, point D is in the exterior part, and from point D you're drawing tangents BP and BQ. So what you have to prove is you have to prove that PD and QD are equal. They are what? Equal. Now, in order to prove this, what we do is we draw or we join points A and D. We are going to join points A and D. Now, after this, so we're going to join points AP and AQ. We're going to join points AP and AQ. Now, after this, now what is this AP? AP is the radius. What is AP? AP is the radius. PD is the tangent. So from that property, yes, beta, who is raised the hand and check what your name is? What your name is? So this two, they are what? They are perpendicular. They are what? Perpendicular. Is this clear? This is the relation between what? Radius and the tangent. This is the relation between what? The radius and the tangent. That means what? AP is going to be perpendicular to PD and AQ is going to be perpendicular to QD. Now with the help of this, check. Radius is going to be equal. Okay. Then you've got AD equals to AD. And you've got angle APD equals to AQD. So therefore, you'll get this triangle PAB and triangle PAQ congruent. Now, can anybody explain me by which test of congruency are these two triangles congruent? What you've got AD as the common side. You've got this as the radius, and you've got the third parameter as the angle. Okay. So therefore, these
Sir,
two triangles are
these
yes,
triangles,
beta.
these triangles are congruent by side angle side test, or we can say hypotenuse sides test.
Hypotenuse side test. It is not side angle side test. Now for side angle side test, okay, this angle should be between the two sides. This angle should be between the two sides. Okay. So now what happens is you cannot apply this test. Now see, side opposite to 90 degrees is the hypotenuse. And as the angles are right angles, as the angles are right angles. Okay, so this is a right angle triangle. So in right angle triangle, there is hypotenuse side test. So by hypotenuse side test, you are going to get these two triangles congruent. Is this clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Is this clear to all? Yeah. So this you are going to complete. Okay. Now let's move ahead with practice set 3.1. So 3.1, question number 1. Yes, Veda, Shraddha and Shweta, you can ask Veda whatever your doubts are. Shraddha and Shweta, you can ask Veda whatever your doubts are. Now check in the adjoining figure, the radius of the circle with center C is 6 centimeters. Now I'm just drawing the figure. I'm not going to write down the question. Okay. The radius of the circle with center C is what? 6 centimeters. So here I'm writing this as 6. So this is point A. Now, line AB is tangent at A. It is tangent at A. So AB is tangent at A. So you have to answer the following questions. You have to answer the following questions. First question is, what is measure of angle CAB? You have to find what is angle CAB. And you have to state the reason also for this. So you have to find measure of angle CAB. Next is, you have to find the distance of point C from line AB. You have to find distance AC. Okay, you have to find the distance of point C from line AB. So that means you have to find AC. And you have to state the reason also for that. So that we'll do. Next one is the distance of AB is 6. Then find distance of BC. Okay. So if distance of AB is given to you as 6, then what is distance of BC? Next is, what is the measure of angle ABC? What is the measure of angle ABC? And you have to write the reason why. You have to find what is the measure of angle ABC, and then you have to write the reason for this why. Is this clear to all? Is this clear to all? Now, once you look at the figure, what you have got, tell me. AC is the radius, AB is the tangent. So what is the relation between the radius and the tangent? What is the relation between the radius and the tangent? Yes, Kushi Bano, beta, you can answer. Yes, Kushi Bano, you can answer, beta. You have raised your hand, you can answer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Angle CAB is equal to 90 degree.
Yes. What is the reason for this?
Because radius is perpendicular to the tangent.
Yes, very good, beta, very good. So check relation between the radius and the tangent. Relation between the radius and the tangent. So here, CAB is going to form a right angle. Is this understood by all? Next part, what is distance of AC? What is distance of AC?
6 centimeter.
It is going to be 6 centimeters, as AC is the radius. Okay, or AC is perpendicular to AB. So that means it is going to have the length of the radius. Next is, if AB equals to 6, you have to find length of BC. So that means you'll have to join B and C.
Yes.
You have to join B and C. So here I'm writing this as 6 centimeters. So what is length of BC? What is length of BC?
Um,
Yes, Pranita, you have raised your hand. You can answer.
we will use Pythagoras theorem and then we will find it.
Yes, you're going to use the Pythagoras theorem to solve this question. So by applying Pythagoras theorem, what are you going to get? BC square is AC square plus AB square. So what you are going to get for third one?
6 under root 2.
Okay, it is BC square plus BC square equals to AC square plus AB square. This is by Pythagoras theorem. So this is what? 6 square plus 6 square. So the answer is 36 plus 36, that is 72, or you can write that directly as 6 root 2 centimeters. Okay. Now tell me, last one. What is measure of angle ABC? What is the measure of angle ABC?
45 degree.
It is 45 degrees. Now, what is the reason for this?
Isosceles right angle triangle.
It is an isosceles right angle triangle. Check. AC and AB. AC and AB. Both have their lengths equal. Both have their lengths equal. So that means when two sides of a triangle are equal, it is an isosceles triangle. Now, as it is a right angle given to you already. So it is an isosceles right angle triangle. If it is an isosceles right angle triangle, that means these two angles are going to be equal. So if you assume this angle as x and this angle as x as a equal, x plus 90 equals to 180.
Correct.
So what you'll get 2x equals to 180 minus 90. So x equals to 90 upon 2, that is equals to 45 degrees. Is this understood by all? Students, have you all understood this? Any doubts if you have, you all can ask me so that I can explain. We are going to stop our lecture here today. Any doubts if you have, you all can ask me.
No doubt, sir.
No doubt. So for your homework, what you have to do is you have to solve question number 2. For your homework, practice set 3.1, question number 2. You have to solve practice set 3.1, question number 2. Yes. Ma'am? Ma'am?
Sir, we can wind up.
Yeah, we can wind up, ma'am. I've finished that.
Okay, thank you,
Yes,
sir.
ma'am, just one
Thank
minute.
you very
Anjali, what's your doubt, beta? Anjali, any doubt, beta? You can unmute and ask directly.
सर
Yeah, beta.
सर आप एक बार ये सम एक बार रिपीट करोगे क्या?
Okay, you want me to repeat this sum? I'll repeat this. Okay, don't worry. Check. Now, what is given? You have to find angle CAB. Now, check. When you're going to find angle CAB, okay, you're given that OA is the radius and AB is the tangent. So, the first theorem which we studied. Okay, relation between the radius and the tangent. They are perpendicular to each other. So that means OA is perpendicular to. So as it is perpendicular, the angle which is formed at the point of contact, angle which is formed at point of contact is what? Is a right angle. So that means value of angle CAB is right angle, or say 90 degrees. After that, you have to find distance of AC. Now, distance of AC, as AC is perpendicular to AB and AC is forming the radius, that means distance of AC is going to be 6 centimeters. Going to be 6 centimeters, as they have given us that the radius is 6 centimeters. After that, distance of AB is given to you as 6, and you have to find distance of BC. So when you look at this, AC is 6, AB is 6, forming a right angle triangle. So, right angle triangle, to get the unknown side, you apply Pythagoras theorem. So, by applying Pythagoras theorem, you get BC square equals to AC square plus AB square. Substituting the value, you get BC as 6 root 2 centimeters. So after that, you want to find measure of angle ABC. Now to get measure of angle ABC, you've got these two sides equal of the triangle. So when two sides of the triangle are equal, that means it is an isosceles triangle, and already a right angle is given, so that means it is an isosceles right angle triangle. So in an isosceles right angle triangle, the values of the angles are 45 degrees each. This is the remaining angle, giving 90 degrees. Is this clear, beta?
Yes, sir.
Any more doubts, students? You all can raise your hand, unmute and ask directly.
Sir, we can wind up now.
Yeah, ma'am, sure. We can wind it up.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Students, please practice all these sums at home. And if any doubts, you can get it cleared in the next lecture. Thank you,
Ma'am,
sir.
yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, students. Just within 5 minutes, you'll have your next lecture. Be ready with the next textbooks and notebooks.
Ma'am, I leave the